People expected Alex Pereira to be taking on Magomed Ankalaev next, but recently Pereira said it wouldn't be Ankalaev next, making people wondering who it's going to be. Also, recently Alexander Volkov lost his decision to Cyril Gane, a very controversial one that would have put him into title contention.
Agree with their argument when you heard them out, or do you still maintain that you think Volkov should have probably got the decision?
It doesn't matter what I think. It really doesn't, because at the end of the day, they decide who wins and loses.
But after the fight, Dana White did apologize to Volkov and said he was going to make things right. He said, I don't know how I'm going to make things right, but I'll make things right. People were wondering how he's going to do that, and it could be Volkov fighting Alex Pereira, because Brazilian journalist Laerte Viana says that he received information from people close to Pereira that his next opponent is going to be Alexander Volkov. So that would be Alex moving up to heavyweight. If Alex wins, he'd be legitimized as a heavyweight contender for the belt. And same thing if Volkov won, he'd be legitimized as a heavyweight contender for the belt. Some think Volkov could use his grappling to win this fight. Others think Pereira will use his striking to win this fight. And others will accuse Alex Pereira of ducking Ankalaev if he does in fact take this fight. Recently, Mike Perry called out Robbie Lawler to fight in BKFC, and BKFC president David Feldman says they're working on that fight. It's in the works and they want to do it at the end of March or early April. So that'd be a crazy fight. Robbie Lawler in BKFC is pure violence. Mike Perry is also pure violence in BKFC. That's going to be an insane fight. Feldman also says they're talking with Darren Till to have him fight in BKFC, so eventually an obvious matchup would be Darren Till versus Mike Perry. Feldman also notes that Conor McGregor does own a significant part of BKFC. The BKFC show in Philadelphia on the 25th of this month, Knucklemania, is expected to be a big one. They added more seats, and Feldman says they should have 17,800 people in attendance. Feldman expects a $2 million gate, which would be a record. UFC pulled a $1.5 million gate at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia for UFC 133 in 2011. It would be an impressive accomplishment if BKFC has indeed surpassed that. Mike Perry is ready for the challenge of taking on Lawler and others on training, getting ready to face dangerous opposition and bare knuckle. Nobody wanted it. Now they think it's a game. Everything happens for a reason. Let's go, BKFC. Arman Tsarukyan says that Islam Makhachev's a humble guy, a good guy, and he likes him. He just wants the belt, nothing personal. Tsarukyan's takedown defense will have to be on point in this fight. His takedown defense is 75% of the shots from his opponents he stops. Arman definitely looking in great shape for this fight, and he's gonna need to be for 5 hard rounds against Makhachev, but obviously he's taking this fight extremely seriously. Nathaniel Wood's next fight's gonna be against a European fighter. He had an exchange with the person he's fighting, who is unnamed at the moment. Be a pleasure to share the octagon with you. Beer afterwards will be one of the best European fights in a long time. Much respect for your career. It's been a pleasure for me to, of course, for the beer afterwards. Any guesses as to who it is? Let me know in the comments. Actually, never mind. It's been confirmed that it's Morgan Charrier out of France, hence the European connection. Show Me the Money podcast, really accentuating the height difference between Yadong and Cejudo. February 22nd main event in Seattle. Yadong's only fight in 2024 was against Piotr Yan. He lost his decision there. And Cejudo's only fight of 2024 was also a decision loss. That was to Merab Dvalishvili. Mario Batista wanted that fight with Cejudo, but it didn't materialize. Hanato Mani Moicano thinks that Batista should be punished for his last fight by taking on Alex Pereira. Diego Lopes has started training camp, he says, for his next fight. The guys ahead of him are Holloway and Volkanovski, while Holloway is gone to 155. Below him is Evloev Rodriguez, Ortega, Allen, Emmett, and Aljamain Sterling. It's the main card for the 25th of this month, PFL Road to Dubai Champion Series. The main event should be a competitive one, Nurmagomedov versus Hughes. The co-main event shouldn't be a competitive one. It's kind of a mismatch. Nemkov taking on Tim Johnson instead of Corey Anderson. Saidikub Kakramanov agrees that he's the second best win of Umar Nurmagomedov's career going into his fight with Merab. He's a beast. No idea why the UFC cut him. Lost once to Said Nurmagomedov after getting caught in a guillotine after ragdolling him. Dana White re-signed him. He's Umar Tsarukyan. Yeah, they should have kept him around. Since that time, he fought 3 times in karate combat, and he won all 3 of them. Talking about Umar Nurmagomedov, Kakramanov says, when we fought, it was my first year of training MMA. I was offered to fight him again in the UFC. I accepted, but his manager and him went MIA, and he ended up fighting Brian Kelleher. Not trying to hate on the kid. Good for him fighting for the title. I believe he will become a champ. EA Sports promoting that a new undefeated fighter has been added to UFC 5. Azamat Murzakanov, 14-0. It's weird timing though, because last week they announced that he had an anti-doping violation and he's been suspended until May 1st. He can't fight until then, so strange timing on that, but here he is, undefeated, 14-0. Azamat, the professional, ironic nickname, Murzakanov. Jai Herbert has signed a new 4-fight deal with the UFC, and he has a fight coming up. He gave Ilya Topuria a run for his money a couple years back.
Advantage, and he has the speed advantage. And this one here really set the crowd on fire. Shit on
Rizwan Kuniev working with King Mo ahead of his fight with Curtis Blades on the 22nd of February. King Mo looks like he has some aspirations to do power slap.
Cody's not showing the technique, fellas.
Anvar Boynazarev says $1 million contract signed, Karate Combat. We're coming for the gold January 24th. See you in Miami. Boynazarev fought for Platinum Mike Perry's promotion, Dirty Boxing. Karate Combat said they shouldn't have done that because he's signed to their roster and he's fighting on the 24th of this month. Dana White's top 5 performances of 2024 in no specific order. Topuria versus Volkanovski, Max Holloway knocking out Gaethje, Alex Pereira versus Prohashka, Chimaev tapping out Whitaker, and Topuria knocking out Holloway. So Topuria on the list 2 times. Mackenzie Dern brought her dog to Fight Week. She is headlining against Amanda Hebus on Saturday at the UFC Apex. Their records are virtually identical, 14-5-0 versus 13-5-0.